What a season. Crewe are in the Premier League. Let's look back on that one. Let's go. Hey guys, how you doing? FM Dell here and welcome to the channel once again. Don't forget to like, subscribe and do all the beautiful stuff. The challenge was to get into the Premier League with Crewe, and believe it or not, back to back to back, we've done it. Bet you weren't expecting that one. I really wasn't expecting that at all. Absolutely mental, but we've done it by beating Sheffield Wednesday in the playoff final. If you haven't seen it, telling you that we won isn't a giveaway. Go back and watch it. In fact, go back to the very start and watch the whole situation play out. It was absolutely fantastic. And if you did watch the last one, you'll know that we do have £27 million. I think it's £27.5 million to play with and £350,000 to put into player wages. What are we going to do with that? Well, that's something we need to look forward to as well. Whether we put that into this episode or the next episode, I'm still not quite sure when I record this, but we'll see as we go. So let's have a look at the season and let's see what's been said. Obviously, David Artell's happy with it. He always comes back. Even though I took his job, and he's like, hey, well done, Crewe. As if you had something to do with it, Dave. You didn't. It was all me. Predominantly Rai and Rian Brewster and Kirky. It's me. It was all me. It was my tactics. But thank you, David, for being ecstatic with our promotion. Crewe board are on board as well. They're ecstatic. Also, unbelievable promotion. I would say so too. Defying all the odds. Everybody's crazed, and we finished in 6th, so we'll be paid out 1.4 million to the squad. They deserve it. Every single one of them deserves it. Let's look at the championship. Let's look at how it finished. And no, let's look at the preview. Let's look at where they thought we would be. Now, you won't be able to see us, guys, because you'll be behind my head. But needless to know, they expected us to be relegated this season. And we defied all the logic. We defied everything people thought of us at the start of the season. And we finished 6th. We got promoted. I mean, let's just... don't even... Now, as the season is done, we will go through all these awards in a minute. But before we go through our awards, let's go through what's happened in the other leagues and the other trophies within England. Okay, if you want to know anything else, do get asking and I'll try and find it for you. But we are going to have a look at what has happened. Let's start in League 2, where we began this journey. So in League 2, you can see that it was very tight down at the bottom. Would have gone to the very last day to see what happened. It's Dagenham and Redbridge who go down bottom, with Chesterfield. So two of the teams who have made their way into this league have flown back out of it. And then going up from this league, champions were Port Vale, who ran away with it on 89 points. And Bolton and Walsall on equal points went up as well. Shrewsbury are lucky to miss out. They would have missed out on the final day as well, which doesn't help them. Plymouth are the ones who have gone up in the playoffs. Now, if we look at the playoff final as well, it was Plymouth versus Salford, however you want to say it. No one cares about them as a team anyway. Still love you, Becks. So yeah, that's it. So that's what's happened in League 2. Let's see what's happened in League 1. League 1 has gone like this. Bum of the league by 15 points. Well off the pace was Leyton Orient. Leyton Orient were joined by Crawley, who are also a long way off the pace. Then we have Oldham. They're rocking in. They did okay, but they were not close enough for the final day. And look at that final day situation. Getting relegated, Lincoln on goal difference. And a saviour for Oxford United there. So well done to Oxford for staying up. Unfortunate for those teams, but you would say that they are kind of League 2 teams. So that's how that goes. Going up from this league is who you'd finally expect to be going up. We see Hull, who went up in the playoff final, and then Sunderland and Doncaster will be playing Championship football next year. But hey, does that matter to us? No, it doesn't, because we're not going to be playing Championship football next year. But let's go through our league. The relegated teams in our league sit like this. It was Bristol Rovers who went down bottom, then Wigan, and then Birmingham City. Birmingham City and Wigan both had the chance on the final day to stay up, but Cardiff and Swansea both did make it in the end. We obviously went up through the playoff. Yay! Yes, we did. And we'll be joined by Norwich and Palace, both on 100 points plus each. That it's going to be tough next season. We did finish if you look at that, we finished 26 points off of Crystal Palace, and we are hoping that we can do something in the Premier League next season. But let's look at the Premier League and who we'll be playing against. So the Premier League looks like this, and first thing we need to know is we won't be playing against Harry Pickering. He went down with Watford, Brentford and West Brom all went down. They were all quite far off the pace, really, with Villa, the next one there, on 39 points. So they all went down without a whimper. Let's see if we can pick up a couple of players maybe from them. Leicester, interestingly, a bit lower than you'd probably expect in 15th there. And Brighton mid-table, they're doing well. Apart from that, the biggest shock I think we'll say is that Southampton are doing a lot better on the game than in real life. They have got into 7th position and they look strong throughout the game. Definitely the best of the rest. Now the champions were Manchester City, and they were runaway champions as well, 7 points. But look at the wins. They had 4 wins more than any other team in the league. Man United, Chelsea and Liverpool make up the Champions League teams, and Tottenham and Arsenal are there in the Europa League as well. So that's how that went for you. Now let's look at some of the awards for the team. Players have been inducted to the overall Best 11 squad here at Crewe. The club are talking about the golden generation of Perrying, Sass Davis, Pickering, Lowry, Dale, Kirk, all the brilliant players that we've had. Brewster played fantastically this season as well. Harwood-Bellis, another one, fantastic, and very pleased I got in early to sign him back to the club. Now this is the overall best 11. Jaskalainen starts in goal. Right back is Ian Kenner. He's playing defence there. He's playing centre back with Sass Davis. So I'm not quite sure how Harwood-Bellis hasn't made it into the first team. Harry Pickering on the left. How we miss you, Hazard. Wintle and Lowry there in the middle. And on the left we've got Kirk. Middle of Gribbin, and then Owen Dell is there on the right hand side, and Rai. Can we bring you back, Rai? That's what we're wondering. People want to know. We will do our very, very best to bring you back. But that's how it's just... We've got to see what happens in the future. On the bench as well, though, we've got Ryan Brewster, Zach Medley, who is another guy I'm looking at maybe bringing back. We want to bring back all the ones who have a piece of our hearts. Talking about people with piece of hearts, Callum Ainley, Fernando Forestieri, but this man right here, Ross McCormack. Let's see what he's doing right now. He's in the air reserves. Oh, Ross. Let's see what he's done. He went to air and he's played one game. One game since leaving us, and that's air in the championship. Better than that. I might bring him back. And then Jordan Rhodes completed off there. Another player who will be leaving us again. This is the end of this season. So the Crewe Season Awards, Player of the Season went to Tom Lowry. That's indeed Tom, who deserves it. He's always been a fantastic player for us. And Harwood-Bellis coming second. Owen Dale coming in third. Goal of the season was Callum Gribbin. I think that's his only goal this season, if I remember correctly. It was his only goal and it was in his first game. And should we have a look? Hands up if you remember this one. We were playing this game as Sirkin plays it inside here to Gribbin, and first time wallop. Bish bash bosh on the volley on that left foot, scoring for us from 25-30 yards there. An absolute beauty. We did go on to lose the game, but well done to him. Signing of the season, Joel Lataboudiere, who has been absolutely fantastic for us. Yes, free signing, 30 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist, a 7 overall rating. Very pleased with that. Young Player of the Year also went to Tom Lowry. He's won everything here. He's worth £7 million at this point, and we may need to work on his contract, because I think that his contract means he has a release fee, which is a little bit worrying. Oh no, it's only to higher domestic clubs, and well, there's no higher division than the Premier League, is there, guys? So that's null and void. Talking about null and void things, I've signed a person already. We've got one in pre-ordered, and he's also got 2 release fees to get him here. Both of those null and void right now. Life's great. Average attendance this year was 9,442, which is a 92% full capacity. Done. Happy with that one. We might need to actually do something with the stadium, because obviously in the Premier League you need to upgrade your stadium, and we'll probably have to do that. So we'll see if the grounds people, the staff, and the chairman agree to it, and we'll see what happens to the Alexandra Stadium going forwards. So another award for the team. Ryan Brewster got the most goals in the Championship last season on loan from Liverpool, as we do know. Let's congratulate him for that. But he got 20 goals this season. The closest runner was Alessio de Cruz at Sheffield Wednesday, who we met in the final, if you remember. And also Torres got 17, but we ran away with it with Brewster. And he didn't even play all the games because of right. Ryan Brewster also made it into the overall championship team of the season, which was very difficult to get in. As I do say, these two clubs in Crystal Palace and Norwich both got over 100 points. Well, we were nowhere near that, but Ryan Brewster has stolen a place in that team, which is practically all of the Palace team, and we're okay with that. And here's some big news. The board have announced plans to enlarge the stadium by, it's just 2,500 seats, but the planned work is also going to install under soil heating to the stadium. It's going to cost around £5 million, and good. That's good. We're going to make the club a little bit bigger. We're going to be basically Bournemouth at the start, but we're going to try and stick ourselves into the league and do our very, very best with it. Another fantastic piece of news. The board have announced construction work to begin an upgrade to the club's youth facilities. This is something we really want to work on. We want to bring in the best players here to Crewe, and we want to build a future with the younger players. So the initial estimate is a £1.9 million spend, and it's going to take up to 6 months to complete. But brilliant news, meaning hopefully we can bring through better young players. This is great news. Let's just have a look at some of those performances that I feel we do need to pick out, and a few players that at the very end of the season we should probably talk about a little bit more. Now, obviously, one of the players who I think we need to talk about is this guy, Carlo Ziga. We got him in on a free transfer, I think, from Chelsea. 4 games is all he played for us. He conceded 3 goals. May not have the best average rating, but that guy played out of his skin for me in the playoffs. So thank you so much to Carlo. We'll see what happens with you next season. Obviously, we may need to upgrade on that. Obviously, Lorenzo Dickman came in January and played out of his skin, I think, in those 14 games. No goals, 4 assists, but a very good 7.11 rating. Howard Bellis and Latibudier made a very good partnership. Sirkin was a signing, which I think we can all agree was a fantastic buy. I think he came in for £99,000 there. He's already worth 1.8. He's going to be worth a lot more in the future. What a great signing he has been this season. We'll see what we can do with Noah Kenny. The price of him's probably going to count him out of us next season, which is a little bit frustrating, but we'll see what Leeds say about him. Another one is Cole Palmer. We're going to make a little bit of an inquiry on him, and you can do that as I'll show you I'm doing that. We may try and bring him in. He's only £600,000 at this present time. If we can get him for around about £1 million, I think that would be a great little deal for the team. One that we could definitely work on in the Premier League. Brewster's £6.5 million. We might look at trying to bring him in on loan. We've already got Howard Bellis coming back on loan. When we look at the loanies that we might need and might not need, Ryan Brewster might be one of those that if we can bring him back, we will. Very good goal scoring record, and I think Liverpool would be happy to have him come back to us for Premier League football. So we'll look into that one as well. Then we've got the players who look like leaving us. We've got Forestieri there, Rhodes in there, Callum Ainley's not playing, Wintel's not playing. They're all taking up money, and there could be a big turnaround. So what I want to know from you guys in the comments is who should stay, who should go, who should we emotionally stay attached to, and who should we let off into the ether for the next stages of their career. Now, we're not going to go any further this time. The transfer special will come next week. It takes me quite a long time. I'm quite pinpoint when it comes to it. I do like to get all the information about the players before I sign them. But just before we go, I will give you a sneak peek on the one player that we have already signed for next season. So it's this guy, Eddie Salcedo. That is right, guys. We've brought in Eddie Salcedo. He's worth 1.3 mil, and he's leaving them in what, a month? 2 months? Outrageous. I couldn't believe we were able to bring this boy in, and not just bring him in, we're bringing him in on a free transfer. I don't know if we can get the deal up for you. The asking price is $900,000. They wanted anything for him at the end. We said no, we'll give you the end of contract price of nothing, and we've actually got him on less than he's on at Inter Milan. I think we've got him for £5,250 a week. I mean, what a deal. If we can make Eddie Salcedo, if we can make Eddie as good as he can be, we have got an absolute steal. So there's a lot of work going into that. He'll be coming to play for us next season. Guys, who else can we bring in? Remember to get to the comments, like, subscribe, do all the beautiful stuff. We'll see you very, very shortly.